I told you that even if the accident was partly your fault, you could still receive compensation for a personal injury claim? Hi, I'm attorney Pam Olson, a Florida personal injury attorney with over 35 years of experience and over hundreds of millions recovered for clients in settlements and judgments. And today, let's talk about shared fault. That's shared responsibility in a personal injury action. Many people walk away from valid claims because they believe that they were partially at fault or even made a mistake in a crash and that they can't make a claim for personal injury. That's not true. That's one of the biggest misconceptions in a personal injury case. There can be shared fault. It's actually a percentage of fault that's allocated to each party. You may have heard someone say, if I was partly at fault, I can't file a claim. That's just simply not true, thankfully, in Florida. Florida follows a comparative fault system. That system allows for responsibility to be divided among all parties involved in the accident. And again, that's a percentage. Compensation is then adjusted based on each person's share of responsibility or fault. That can be complicated, so it's important to consult a personal injury attorney. For example, imagine a car accident where one driver is 80% responsible and the other's 20%. Total compensation is reduced according to each driver's percentage of fault. This means that even if you made a mistake, you can still recover for a personal injury action and a personal injury claim, money for your injuries. Shared fault is extremely common. It happens in everyday situations, like, for example, parking lot collisions, where maybe one car wasn't paying complete attention while the other was backing up also. Whose fault is that? That can be complicated. Lane change accidents, where one driver might fail to signal, or maybe both parties thought that they had the right of way, or the other is speeding. Those can be complicated too. Multiple vehicle crashes, where multiple drivers may share responsibility. Sometimes there's multiple impacts. Those are hard to determine responsibility. Pedestrian accidents, where both the driver and the pedestrian could have contributed. Maybe one could have seen the other, one should have seen the other, one should have used a crosswalk. Those things are complicated. In real life, accidents really rarely have a single cause. Even if you made a mistake, another party may also share legal responsibility. Insurance companies know this. They analyze the behavior of everyone involved. They consider speed. Were people driving too fast for conditions? Were the conditions maybe so treacherous that you should have been driving more slowly? Attention and reaction time. Did someone fail to notice a stop sign or a signal or use a crosswalk? Use of a signal. Were turn signals properly used? Did you properly obey traffic signals and traffic signs? Vehicle positioning. Was someone in the wrong lane or too close to another car? Road and environmental conditions often come into play. Was it raining or even icy if you're in another area or otherwise dangerous? All these factors influence how fault is determined or assigned in an insurance claim, and therefore how compensation is calculated. It's an important matter. And here's the importance of fault in that part. Partial fault does not eliminate your rights. It just changes the financial outcome. It changes how a case is evaluated, and that's why you need an attorney to guide you. It helps you make an informed decision after an accident, especially before assuming that you don't have a case. Think about it this way. The real question is not whether you were at fault or were perfect in the action. The real question is whether someone else contributed also to what happened, and that's an important determination. It can make a significant difference in your case. It's important you consult a personal injury attorney for this reason. Even in pedestrian incidents, shared fault can apply. Maybe a pedestrian stepped into the street without seeing or looking for the other driver, but the other driver actually blew through a stop sign or a traffic signal. Both could be at fault in the case, and both parties may still have an action against each other. In fact, often we represent people where there's claims against each party. Insurance companies examine all of these factors carefully. They look at statements, photos, police reports, and sometimes even traffic cameras, dash cam footage. Every detail can affect the percentage of fault assigned. So remember, being partially at fault or maybe even receiving a traffic citation does not automatically remove your rights in a personal injury action. In fact, it simply adjusts the amount of compensation. That's why consulting a professional is very important. A lawyer can help make all the difference in these cases. In fact, a traffic citation is not even admissible in a civil action, so it really matters to talk through your particular circumstance with a personal injury attorney who can guide you and really determine if you can present a valid personal injury case. And it can be tricky, it can be complicated. Not every attorney agrees with other lawyers' assessments, but I'll tell you what, give me a call and I'll be happy to run through your particular situation and determine how I can help you in your case. We're here to help you. I'm Pam Olson. You can find me at pamolsonlaw.com. I'd be happy to consult with you for free.